Hey viewers, quick mandatory heads up, my copy of Horizon Zero Dawn was provided to me free by PlayStation. Besides that, my opinions of the game are my own, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. Alrighty, welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn. I didn't take a break, but I did spend a good portion of time, like 10 to 20 minutes, setting myself up to continue the main story mission. I filled up my medicine pouch. I also had to go in and buy a ton of resources, namely wire. I actually found out I was at 40 wires left, and considering I use wire a lot for my precision arrows and for my rope caster, I was like, oh, that can't do. I need more. And in fact, this might not even be terribly a lot when I'm using 10 for every single heavy arrow or rope caster thing. Oh god. But I'm ready to go. We're gonna head into here. Supposedly, for the people who haven't or have forgotten, supposedly this may end up leading us down a chain of missions where we won't be able to do anything along the side for a while. But that's just my hypothesis. I don't actually know. But I'm ready to go. Even though we do have a couple of side missions left, I want to find out the secrets of the Earth. I'm ready to find out what Zero Dawn is. As a small note, I died 3 times trying to get down here. It was a bitch. I had to run all the way back from
I've
the
spent a
campfire.
lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure, as year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the Earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan.
Yeah, it helps that I'm probably a clone of this lady.
Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. Malfunction.
Aw, man.
Malfunction. Malfunction.
Kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Sobeck here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available.
What?
Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
No, don't do it.
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
I underestimated you. So by now,
Yep, I knew it. It's gonna do something up top to fucking catch attention.
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
Damn it. Yeah, alright. I mean, we'll probably have all the time we want in terms of looking around these basic rooms. There's not gonna be any countdown timers or anything like that, but at some point, we're gonna walk into a room.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
And something's gonna happen.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
Probably a reception room.
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
Yeah, alright. We're gonna have a ton of information to go through. Let's hope a lot of it's not gonna be text-based. Okay. Lounge staff to admin. Another incident. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as the staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected. As we have already requested, we need human translators, fluent in Polish, for example, security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example, and dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and vases at reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well behaved, but we need help handling the exceptions to that rule. please respond. Embryologist? Why would you need an embryologist? Unless you're trying to preserve the human race via clones and babies in the future? We need support too. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing ZD candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened or confused. Some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of people who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators. The Langbots are not sufficient, and mild sedatives for the extreme cases. Any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these mails? That's... poor reception worker. Okay. Well, I guess we can push through this door.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
Yep, it's a waiting room. You just chill on the couch, have some food, and then panic as you have no idea what the hell is going on and the world's dying outside. It's funny because this is leading up to what we were theorizing before, and because of that, we're expecting this to be a big weapon. But what if it's just everybody gave up?
Room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
What do we got? Soundproofing. Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during their presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought. People are panicking here. It would help if they couldn't hear the other people panicking. Restock or else. For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of organic cucumber mint or blackberry sage varietals, I'm gonna lose it. Please remind, and this time, no tempest in a teapot or steep demand jokes, okay? People are freaking about tea. They must not have had a lot of worries in life. When they came here, they're like, I need more tea. All right, let's find out about Zero Dawn.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
CD01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Well, that's nice. Full room VR?
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret superweapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them, and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program. And it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. one reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. 0 Day, the day that life on Earth ceases to exist, is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
I'm really sad that the VR isn't a little bit better, but it is a really old system. I'll give it credit.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
Yeah, it probably did.
Could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us.
Come on, Aloy.
I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
She's put so many things together, but she can't be like, well, life ended and then came back. That's why we have to find out more.
Kestrels. They got in. Through the vents.
Oh, shit.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place? Tomb?
Ah, damn it. We really didn't have as much time as we wanted. Okay. We're gonna have to kill them all. If it moves, kill it. And here I thought I was gonna be using my normal armor and having to defend myself against machines.
They know I'm here now.
There's so much information being dumped on us here. Oh my god. We can climb up top and possibly... Oh. Never mind. I was gonna say, we can climb up top and possibly jump down on them. But that doesn't look to be the case. Damn it. Okay. No, stop fucking climbing on the ladder. Okay.
Good. We're too close to let tribal primitives stop us now. The data points, what did they contain?
Tons of information. Like a shitload of information. We are... Welcome to the main story. It is Information Overload Town. Where is this going? Oh, is this a little way around them? To be even more sneaky? That's cute. Yeah, okay, we didn't need it because we have maximum stealth. Okay, let's see what we have here. Counselor Guidelines 1. Oh boy. For debriefing after presentation 1, candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for several mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all other options for combating the Pharaoh Plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly but very clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm. Addendum B1, an unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures. Addendum C1, C2, C3, so that you can counter candidates' objections in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so that a candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed at presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently capable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are probably on standby. Man. You know, so, I mean, it's obvious, at least to me, maybe, that what happens here is they didn't succeed at taking out the robots. They submitted themselves to a way of bringing back life into the future. This entire time I've been thinking that only humans pretty much died out, or that the Zero Dawn weapon might have shot out EMP, and everyone still died because the world was too fucked over. But I guess the entirety of everything died. And there's just an army of robots that have been buried underneath the earth in various different places. But the good news is, the key part of the presentation, the codes to shut down all the machines have probably been being worked on for all this time. And it's definitely been more than half a century. What do we have here? Interview with Suzanne Alpert.
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said, not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Well, I can guarantee you it's not buying you time to survive, it's buying you time to save, I don't know, your embryos and your genes to spread around in the future via cloning technology. At least that's my assumption, for a very long time.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, US Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Harris said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Many, many things, my lady. Many, many things. Oh my god. I didn't mean to say like my lady, like, my lady, Just that she is a lady. I like these interviews that they have here. Get an idea of the headspace of the people who were having to accept that the world was ending and there was nothing that could be actually done.
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious.
Oof.
And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
This guy's like losing his shit. Wow, that is a big difference between everybody else. Everyone else has been calm. That guy's just like, yeah, you guys are building a colony ship, aren't you? It's a bad idea. You should stop it. What the hell's the point of this? I guess just to represent the fact that there was another floor. Oh, you actually can climb up here. Oh, whoops. I kept on trying to go right to like grab onto the piece of the floor here, but there was a little thing above it. Oops. Well, it's a good thing I noticed finally because there's more information that's up here.
There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things? There is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
It matters incredibly because you are responsible for helping save the history of the world. Despite the fact that it didn't work out as they planned, obviously. Nobody even knows about the old ones except through, well, now us, but through a lot of just guessing. And so far, the Nora, the Karja, the Banuk, the Oseram, they've all taken so many different ways of perceiving what happened to the old ones, and it didn't work out.
That is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people, they feed off them?
Not just people, all organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pake wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please, you get Ted Pharaoh in here!
Where is that bastard? Pharaoh, where are you? I know you're responsible for this! Oh, data security consultant. This should be fun.
Want to discuss?
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bubble serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeet was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Conflict
Mr.
cappuccinos.
Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go.
The fucking counselor's just done with this shit. Just like, oh my god, I don't want to deal with this guy anymore. At least he didn't start a fight. He's just a creep.
You previously worked for Pharaoh Automated Systems.
On the chariot line self-replication routines. I came here thinking this was a rendition. When people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Tech could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
It's okay, man. I mean, besides the fact that the robots killed everything on Earth, it was a cool fucking concept. And you're not at fault for submitting yourself to science. Pharaoh is at fault for not adding any kind of measures in place to stop something like that from happening. I mean, so I don't think self-replication robots are that bad when you just have a code to stop them. Let the fucking world have backup codes that can shut them all down. You know, if shit gets really bad. You might argue, well, I mean, that defeats the purpose of military robots if they can get shut down by every other military in the world, but when things get really out of hand, it couldn't have been that bad. But nope, no backdoors whatsoever, no master code. They could have had something where they split the code up across all the countries and gave it to like every trusted superpower of the world or something. Instead, they're just like, we'll just make it really hard to crack. And now the world died. Well, I think that's everything over here. I didn't see any other pieces of information. So let's go through the door. Presentation number 2.
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
Elizabeth Sobek.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist. But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good.
Oh my god.
How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries.
Oh my god!
From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas.
Oh my god!
To the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks. To rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo. The vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes.
Yeah, that didn't work.
It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real.
Dude. Dude.
So, the whole Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Oh, mother.
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the archive of knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
Oh my lord. So. Obviously, something went wrong. Very, very wrong, but a lot of things went right. Life is existing. Parts of Gaia worked out. We see the spire. We've seen a spire all the way in the middle of the area. We're probably gonna have to go back to that one again. And that's probably gonna be where, like, we activate a code to deactivate all the robots. So many different, and so many things just got revealed there. The machines aren't, they're not from Hades, technically. They're from Gaia. And they were all trying to serve a purpose until, you know, they tried to kill us all. But that was more of a recent thing. And that recent thing is probably Hades' fault. He probably severed the connection somehow from All-Mother, Gaia, and I'm just, oh man, I want to find out more. Oh my god, just hit me up with 50 screens that say, do you want to know more? And I'll hit yes on every single one. I'm engaged. Let's find out more. Make your selection. Oh. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. 1. Participation. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You will be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week, and your communications with family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons are you choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium, sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. 2. Indefinite detention. Should you choose to decline participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confirmed indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted to contact with the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the Pharaoh Plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for medical euthanasia will be released. Medical euthanasia. The information you have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point, pain-free medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you are ready or make your choice. Or if you have further questions. Wow, they thought it through. You're either going to join us, you're going to sit in jail, or you can kill yourself. Please don't do number 2 or 3, but if it's a choice, otherwise that's it. I wonder how many people manually chose detention. I hope we find out that 100% of them chose to live, but we have no idea. Counselor Guidelines 2. For debriefing after presentation 2. Man, can you imagine getting that presentation being like, oh shit. Life is gonna end, and now we have to find a way to make life come back because of an AI. Machines took out the world, machines are gonna rebuild the world. Oh no. For debriefing after presentation 2, it is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without value judgment on the part of the counselor. Confirm for candidates that they are selected due to their skill sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chance of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of an overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objections as normal, even admirable responses. Oh god, hold on. A fucking hair's in my mouth. Ah, god. Okay. A piece of hair got in my mouth and then was all the way back on the back of my tongue like, oh no, I can't have that. Okay. Sorry about that. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection. Validate such objections as normal, even admirable. Yada yada yada. Emphasize the value of candidates' expertise in the future, not just of humanity, but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the morality of extending their lifespans and those of loved ones beyond 0 day. Validate their hesitation. Acknowledge that, while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings towards greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish and allow access to supplemental articles G01 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period, during which counselors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent when the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against his or her will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 48 hours to reverse the decision, after which the decision will completely screw over their lives, and they're stupid for it. I'm just saying, if I was selected for this project, I would be like, alright.
Confinement block inaccessible.
Oh, I guess this is where they were all stored. If they didn't accept their responsibility to the Earth.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. A better competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. It's just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom. I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be atonement.
The way that guy is perceiving things is, it's on a dangerous level. It's good that he's super into the project and wants to do it, but talking about atonement now? That could cloud his judgment very heavily.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this, but the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized.
Oh.
A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry.
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
Oh man.
Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which
they'll go through with it. I hope she reconsidered. I mean, yeah, after hearing everyone's gonna be sterilized, so even during those 100 years, you're not gonna be able to have a family or anything like that. Woo! That's a toughie. That's like 100 years. I mean, they wouldn't live for 100 years. She would probably end up dying within 20 to 30 to 40 years, depending on the average human lifespan in the advanced society. But can you imagine just sitting there for like 30, 40 years going, I could have had a kid here. I could have been raising them in the end of the world. Could have had a family. And no. I mean, you could still get together with other adult humans, but there wouldn't be anything else there. And some people really care for that. I would accept it if you had no other fucking choice. It'd be like, all right, fine. But killing myself for it, I don't know.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
security, for your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse.
Really?
Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. He's kind of blue skying. It's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What did you know, get your hands off me!
Well, that guy's going into detention.
Alert. Medical wing inaccessible.
Yeah, that's a lie. Ooh. What's going on over there? Stranded shackles. Well, we got an extra item. So what happened in this area? So are these like legitimate shackles? Is this where they put people under? Because obviously you wouldn't be able to go further into the facility if you chose to kill yourself or to get detained. What the heck is this room? What was the purpose of this room? Was it like a meditation chamber? It used to be filled up with a little bit more water and you could just like float to the surface and calm yourself, rethink your decisions and go, you know what? I do want to save all of life, even if we have to die first. Although, you know, that's not so bad. Like, it's one thing to just only have to do Project Zero Dawn and then die in the facilities, but these people are also going to end up going to the Elysium facilities. And that's a chance at living a little bit of a longer life, at least. It might not be a super fulfilling one, but fuck, you know, if you give me like 50 extra years to just watch every kind of media as the world ends above, fuck it, I'll take it.
Intruder! Get her!
Oh shit.
Take her down!
Don't die now.
Yeah, you got it. Just gotta swap over to combat gear. Okay, you can get corrupted for all I care. Enjoy. Why are you such an asshole? Okay, he gave me a weapon, and that's what matters. I can't even see him, I'm just shooting at his fucking health bar. Sorry, what? I was a little distracted with murdering the tribal humans who could have been educated individuals had the Apollo part of the Gaia program worked out.
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now. And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair, not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must...
Oh, I didn't mean to cut her off. I was trying to grab the item. I must do it. Was that all that was there? Hold on, I gotta make sure, or else I'll feel bad. Hold on, data points. Yep, that was the last bit of it. I also wanted to make sure that there's no, like, text. Kind of sitting on standby, just like with the other collectible. That was frustrating. I was like, oh, there was a lot more. Alright, let's find out who else stayed in here. Travis Tate.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural to be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
Ha! That's one way to take it. Not exactly the most inspirational reason to get in there, but I guess I kind of empathize with that a little bit. Maybe not the porn bit, but I mean, it would be there. I did say I wanted to watch entertainment, and dude, I would love, if the world ended, I'd love to be able to go, okay, here's every movie, every book, every anime, every TV show. I just watch all of them.
Need them soon enough.
And maybe create things. Just go, alright, well, what can we think of? Maybe we can make original things at the end of the world. I'll make fan fiction.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. When the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic, attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid-state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe, anyway.
That last bit is like, and I'm also a little bit afraid of closed up spaces, especially something like this. Ugh. Imagine being confined in something like here. I wonder if one of the facilities we ran into, the one where we got our focus, I wonder if that was an Elysium facility, or was that just a different kind of bunker? I have no idea. We still have information to find out. If that was an Elysium facility, though, I guess I could see not wanting to, like, stay there. Everybody ended up taking the medical way out. Well, a lot of them did. Oh, jeez. Okay.
Here we go. Another one of these. Need to find the right configuration.
Yep. Okay. How is this gonna work? Do I just rotate? Okay. I have to find the power cell for this, and then be sad that I used the power cell for this door and never be able to take it back.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out. Hey, I'm...
Alright, so everything on this would be backwards, so that'd be down, right, up, left.
There's a part missing. Maybe there's a storage area nearby.
Let's see, we might as well turn these around while I'm here. Left, up, left, down, right.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
Oh, will that door lead me into a storage area? Ah, okay, it's one of those. Solve half the puzzle so you can get the other piece to solve the other half of the puzzle. Come on, power cell. Come on, no enemies dropping in on us as we try to do this.
Found one.
Oh, there we go.
Looks intact.
Just an emitter. Okay. Don't have to find a power cell. It's something completely different.
That should do the trick. Now let's
All
get
right.
that door open.
Down. Right. Up. Left. Down. Right? She said that everything's backwards, reversed. So that means that should be down, right, Up, left, down. Have I been lied to?
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse. I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
Okay, I get it. I completely misunderstood what they meant there. She wasn't trying to give me a hint of what the code was. She was just trying to tell me why it was fucking broken in the first place. Got you. So I tried, man. I just figured it couldn't be that simple on each side, right? Surely the other side could be all messed up and reversed. I wanted to be clever too. Wait, what? Come on. Up, left, down, right, up. I don't get it. Oh. Okay. It is fucked up. It is fucked up. See this pharaoh that's completely upside down? Oh my god. They said reverse, not upside down? Are you kidding me? So it's actually, I gotta fucking flip my head. Well, I mean, obviously, we have to start from the bottom and then flip it over. So this is actually gonna be up. Wait, no, it'd be down, right? Never mind, okay. Okay, it's down, and then that can go to the left. That one's up. That one is right, and that one is gonna be down.
That did it.
Thank God.
I should have power.
I went through 3 different sets of codes. Alright, did I miss anything else? I want to like miss one of these data pads. I like information. Sometimes too much information is not wanted. We're at the point where we've learned so much that I'm ready for more information dump, especially about Zero Dawn. How did it end up working? Why am I a code of Elizabeth Sobek, and why did it take so long for me to come out? Hey again, viewers, thank you for watching through this video. If you enjoyed it, please let me know down below in the comments. And as a mandatory reminder, this game was provided to me for free by PlayStation. Thank you very much, PlayStation, and again, thank you, viewers.